Maybe now, maybe now, maybe now, maybe now.
Yeah,
maybe
now I should be able to.
Let's see how that does.
Gotta wait for the delay. Yeah, yeah. Perfect. Okay, we sound great.
Good deal.
Let me send out these notifications. And then I do have a pre-show topic for you.
Okay.
So, the pre-show topic is from RPG Horror Stories. Player wanted to be the edgelord, right?
Okay.
Wanted to be the main character. So we got a lot of the things we've already covered pre-show topics on in one guy. But this guy wanted to be based on one of his favorite anime characters, Levi from Attack on Titan.
Okay.
He wanted to play a samurai that was all about how I was raised to fight war. War is all that I do, and I fight war, and I have no emotions because I'm conditioned to only fight war.
Yeah.
And long story short, character winds up attempting to, at the start of a fight, before anybody's even rolled initiative, attempting to do a full-on draw slash and cut off the head of what enemy specter. It was a ghost. First off, that's not how that works, right?
You have a magic weapon?
Right. He did not. But he was playing some kind of homebrew samurai class that could do a draw slash that was a magical, like, energy wave.
Oh my god.
Because first off, don't allow weird homebrew unless everybody's playing weird homebrew, and the whole point of the campaign is you're going crazy.
Yeah.
But DM allowed him to do this before rolling initiative. And then it was pointed out to him that, hey, 2 party members and 5 NPCs are in the way between you and this ghost. You're going to hit all of them with this. And he said, I don't care. My character only cares about war. It matters not what innocents die in the course of war. And so he succeeds in his role. He kills all 5 of the NPCs with his attack. He cuts off the ear of the goblin that's the party member. And he does cut off the head of the ghost.
Yes, two party members.
Yeah.
In the
Hello,
way.
no Wendigo. Hey, Faith.
Welcome.
He then proceeds to say, my character feels satisfied. And the rest of the party's like, all right, look. What the heck? What are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's what my character would do. My character believes that any cost is acceptable in the course of fighting a war. It's like, this isn't a war. This is a battle against ghosts. There was no reason to kill the NPCs. You could have just waited a turn.
Yeah.
And this guy's response is, well, it's what Levi would do from Attack on Titan. And the DM says, no, I've watched Attack on Titan. That's not what he would do.
Yeah.
And so my topic for us tonight is, hello, Remas, is, look, the Dark Urge done badly, yeah, is how do you handle a player that wants to play a specific character but doesn't actually know that character? Like they want to take a character from something else and play that character. They want to play that character to the letter, but they don't know that character. They know what they think that character is, and so they play it completely against that character.
I don't know.
Like, let's say somebody wanted to play Luke Skywalker in a campaign, right?
The first thing, like for that and that, it's like, okay, even if it is something that character do, that's not
right.
This isn't Full Metal Alchemist. This isn't Attack on Titan.
He's not here.
Yeah.
Your character is.
It is. Look at there. Does your character give a crap? Because you're not experienced up enough to be as cool as you're playing the character to be.
Right. Spoil the show for them. You ruin my campaign. I'll ruin your show.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what happens to Levi.
Yeah.
No, very recently, and I say very recently as in like months ago, I played a samurai in your Shadowrun campaign. Cyber Samurai. Street Samurai.
Street Samurai, yeah.
And my character was the edgelord. But he was stupid. He had all the edgelord traits, but he was stupid. He was an idiot. He wanted to be the cool anime character.
Yeah.
But it was in universe that he wanted to be the cool anime character.
Yeah.
So when he failed stuff, it was normal that he failed it.
Yeah.
There was no reason. I wasn't like, well, that's not how Levi would have handled it.
Yeah, no.
You know? I think you can have that character, but you parody that, right?
Sorry. Well, see you then.
We'll see you when the ad's over. And I think to go like, hey, I want to be Levi when you can't be Levi.
Yeah.
It's not the way to do it. If you want to do that, just write a fan fiction. Because you can't control what the DM's going to do. You can't control what the other players are going to do. So you can't respond like that character would every time.
Welcome, Dark. Glad you make it. No, I don't know. A lot of that problem comes if it's not the edgelord character or someone. A lot of people was like, no, I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to. I'm the main character. It's like, no, you're not.
Right. Exactly.
They in fact, if I could make an argument, you got to do private session 0. Yeah,
right.
Look.
So Levi's not the main character of that show either.
Right. Well, yeah. I don't know. Like I get like because the campaign, they can't be main characters in a campaign. They kind of are, but they're kind of not. If I could make an DM argument. I know this is talking about our personal games or whatever. I think from the Second Age. I think it was the Second Age campaign.
Yeah, it is Attack on Titan.
Is a name. I stole the name from Greek mythology. So it's kind of cool we're doing this tonight. But Fanes.
Yeah.
I can make an argument from the story perspective as far as that world goes. Fanes was the main character.
Right.
Because he goes on to end up being the king and starting the dynasty line through there.
Right.
We concentrated on all the stuff that y'all's characters did. But... yeah, y'all weren't. So in a way, y'all weren't the main characters of that.
If you were writing it as a novel, Fanes would be the POV character,
probably,
and it would be, hey, here's his group that he's tasked to go do this.
Yeah,
they're reporting in while he's dealing with the political side of things.
Yeah, have other characters with conversations and things with him.
Yeah.
So
the party, it doesn't work for the party to be the main character in a story.
No,
they're just people in the world. It's okay for them to get to do all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
But they can't, by nature of them being the party, they can't be the main characters of the story.
Right.
Because they can't carry the story on their own. They need NPCs to be able to do it, you know?
Yeah. Make through.
It's like in a lot of ways, and this might get us way off, in a lot of ways, like Cloud Strife is not the main character of Final Fantasy VII. The story does not revolve around, it revolves around Aerith.
Yeah.
You know? Like he's the vehicle that the story follows, but the story's about Aerith. So,
yeah. All right. Yeah.
So that's our pre-show topic is, look, it's okay to want to be like cool anime characters.
Yeah, you can rip them off and do stuff, but
your own person.
Like you can make a monk based on One Punch Man. You're not taking out a boss with one punch.
Yeah, it's not happening.
You know?
It's not happening. So
Sephiroth. I'll do that.
Cloud has to learn to trust the other members of the team. When role played well, it can be. Yeah, for sure. I agree. It can be great.
Yeah.
But the story wasn't about Cloud originally. It becomes about him after what happens.
Yeah.
And that's a cool moment, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the moment when he realizes, hey, I'm not the man that I need to be, right? I'm being very vague for spoilers' sake.
Well, okay, let's we'll go to an older one, right?
Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, absolutely.
The main character, whatever, so to speak, that's Aragorn.
Yeah.
That's not the POV you get.
Right.
You know, it's everybody playing an important part to get him back on the throne. Mm-hmm. You know, everything's mixed up there.
Yeah.
You know, it's a story about Aragorn. Sam's the hero.
Yep.
You know, Sam's a strong one.
And Frodo's the main character?
Yeah. You know, from our view, yeah. But as far as for the story's sake, the setting's sake.
Right, it's Aragorn.
It's Aragorn's the main character.
Yeah.
What's that?
For sure. I agree.
Right on.
Yeah, I think that in a lot of ways, everybody kind of wants to be at first, especially when they first start playing TTRPGs, they want to be the main character, they want to be the cool guy, they want everything cool to happen to them.
If you correlate it over to, if you think of it like a video game, which that's what I want in a video game.
Yeah.
But not so much, you know, in a tabletop game.
Yeah.
And then even in a video game, one of the biggest attractions I have to Lord of the Rings MMO is that we're not important to the story at all. We're the side stuff. We're seeing the story unfold from the side.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole war going on. A bunch of stuff was happening.
Yeah.
A bunch of people were fighting and stuff. And that's like one of my favorite things. Got nothing to do with the main story of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think another great example that I know we're well over pre-show time, right? But I think another great example of that is like FF14. Your character is the Warrior of Light. Everything in the world happens, big story-wise moment because you were there, but you don't have a story of your own, really. It's everyone around you and your interactions with them. And I think that kind of ties back into the Cloud Strife thing, right? By the time he develops his own story, as Ono Wendigo said, it's about his interactions with everyone else.
Yeah.
You know?
And Zach.
Yeah, and Zach. Zach's a wonderful character. Zach is a main character of his own game. Crisis Core, Zach's a main character. That man's got main character energy. I will.
Glad you made it. All right.
Yeah. We should probably move into the actual topic of this show.
Ready to start us off?
Yeah. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Full Spectrum TTRPG podcast. My name is Trey.
I am Rungren.
And we're talking Greek mythology tonight.
Yep.
I'm excited. I Greek is one that I feel like I know really well, but I don't know what I know of it.
You're welcome.
Actual Greek mythology. And how much glad to hear it. Don't know when it goes.
That's a great comment.
How much of it, very much so, how much of it is like Hercules, the Disney animated series?
Well, I know.
Hades, the game.
Yeah, when I go through this, not just including Fate Grand Order, Will. Okay. But I'm sure that's going to have quite a bit. But there's Hades, the game, Hercules, the Legendary Journeys, or the cartoon. The Greek mythology is a lot have been told repeatedly, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of this that I'm going to mention tonight, and but people are going to be like, yeah, okay, I've heard of that or I know that, and it may not go. And the mythology itself this is like one of the easiest ones to like look up. There's just so much stuff out there about it, and because you have Homer that wrote about it, and quite a few other Greek historians, Herodotus, somebody else like that. I don't know. They had Greek names. They it's kind of consistent. It does, and what we get handed to us like Hercules is probably the biggest one. Yeah, that movie's been made.
Hercules,
right?
Hercules.
Yeah, known from that. That movie's been made in the 70s. It was made in the 80s.
Yep.
With Arnold Schwarzenegger, the Rock made a version of Hercules.
Yeah, he sure did. It was bad too.
Kevin Sorbo had the series.
Disappointed.
Yeah, what's that? Yeah. And some others like Perseus is probably known to a lot of people just from Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
The old version and the new version.
Now, also, what's it called? The young adult novels that have Perseus in them. Percy Jackson?
Yeah, Percy Jackson's come out recently. Hades, the game you already mentioned. Things like, I think, what was my love talking about? Age of Mythology?
Yeah, Age of Mythology.
I think
earlier.
it has...
God of War, of course.
God of War, yes.
Yeah, we can't just not mention that one.
Right. Yeah, the movies are... No, the movies aren't very good at all.
Yeah, Percy Jackson.
Yeah. But, through it. So...
The books are pretty good.
I hope so.
That happens very often, right?
Yeah, right.
Like you mentioned Aragon on accident earlier, trying to say Aragorn. The books were great. The movie...
Yes.
And unfortunately, I feel like that probably happens to Greek mythology a lot. Where like the original story is really good, and then the adaptations are...
Well, this is...
Sometimes not that.
This is so well... And this is, we're looking back to... I say like 3000 BC.
Yeah.
These stories come together and everything. And these are one, Greek mythology is very well documented.
Yeah.
It's also the Hellenistic culture had such an impact on the world. I mean, you talk about Alexander the Great,
right?
The Odyssey, the Iliad, the Battle of Troy. All that's in Greek mythology,
right?
Right, and it's just Achilles.
Well, even like the fantastical versions of the Battle of Thermopylae and stuff that got passed down through Greek oral tradition as well.
That is he. Get it right, Dark. Come on.
Still need to pull Herc. Good luck, buddy. Good luck.
Yes. All right.
He put the glad in Gladiator.
Oh,
I rewatched that movie to get ready for this, just as a heads up.
I'm sure it helps. Okay. So there is like generations of Greek gods.
Right.
When
Okay.
you start out, can be very. Yes, it is. There is lots of incest. There's lots of patricide.
Dark, I just want you to know that I'm so glad that you are here. And
Maybe not.
I mean that with all honesty.
All right. So I'm trying to go back to the beginning to start this. Now I'm gonna do this one a little bit differently.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out with
It is. Yeah, it is. I agree.
the creation and kind of come through.
Okay.
So in the beginning there was chaos, a formless and empty void.
Chaos.
Now chaos is personified as the first being in Greek mythology, feminine.
Okay.
It is shown as a woman, seen as a woman. Like if you really dig into Disney,
Yeah.
the some animators seem like they're very alone. Okay, so in the beginning there was chaos, formless empty void.
Okay.
From chaos, you get the first primordial gods.
Okay.
Right, you get Gaia, Earth, Tartarus, the abyss, Eros, love.
Okay.
Those are the first.
So I thought we were going like physical places, but now we're at concepts as well.
Yes. Yeah, concepts and that come in. Now there is stuff in there is another
Very true.
another story in this mythology where Eros is actually born much later
Okay.
to two gods through that. But the canon I'm going with, Eros was at the beginning. But you're gonna end up with
Is it canon in D?
no.
Okay.
The chaos was the void. Phanes was order. Thalassa became the sea. Gaia was earth. Uranus was the sky.
Okay.
Aurea was the mountains. Pontus the sea. Tartarus the underworld. Erebus darkness. Nyx night. Aether light. Hemera day, and Eros love.
And if you're listening to this and you're like, man, I wish I had a physical representation of that I can look at. If you Google Greek mythology family tree, number 4 is the easiest one to read. That's the one that I'm looking at right now.
You got that over there. So you have the void giving birth to all this. You have Gaia, who's the earth. So, and Uranus, who's the sky.
Okay.
Uranus, whatever. Now, Uranus falls in love with his sister Gaia,
Okay.
and they produce the beings known as the Titans.
Okay.
And that's where you get Kronos, or Saturn,
All right.
Oceanus, Hyperion, with the chariot across the sky,
Right.
Rhea, important, and you get a few others. Let me get catch up my list over here.
There are quite a few on this over here.
Yeah.
From them.
So Oceanus, Cous, Crius, Hyperion, Iapetus, Cronus, Thea, Rhea, Themis, Mnemosyne, Phoebe, and Tethys.
It must have been really awkward for Themis to walk into a room because every time he opened a door, it would go boom, boom.
Dun 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 dun.
You're gonna get that joke in a minute when we get to Themis. If we get to Themis.
Yeah, right. Go through that. So anyway, so Gaia and Uranus produced the Titans. But Uranus imprisoned some of their offsprings in the depths of the earth.
Okay.
Now there's another one where
Come on, Trey.
he took them out Uranus took them out, and it was like, yeah, no, and put it back in.
Oh,
So at one point, Gaia, the Earth, had 18 or 12 or whatever children at one time.
wow.
But in other words, he puts that's what Tartarus is for.
I got you.
He puts the children in Tartarus because he didn't like their monstrous appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, he thought they were ugly. Now this did get Gaia angry at Uranus. Yeah,
Sure.
Uranus.
Yeah.
And she conspired with her son
Understandable.
Kronos to overthrow him.
Okay.
And they had a plan. So Gaia made a sickle, right? Now, I want to remember what's happened to the Titans so far.
Right.
Okay. And handed it to her son Kronos.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I don't know when it goes. You remember earlier when you mentioned that it gets pretty messed up?
And when
yeah.
Uranus comes to be with her, and when he gets there, and Kronos cuts off.
Emotional
Much
damage.
more than emotional. Much more than that. Let's go. Right.
Here we go.
Cut off his junk.
Yeah.
All of it. The stem and the coconuts.
I didn't
and
know it
threw
was
them in
with
the
a
water.
sickle.
Huh?
I
Yeah,
knew
it's
it
with
got cut off. I didn't know it was with a sickle.
Yeah, and I thought it was out hanging about like he snuck up on him. That
Right.
was not the case.
Yeah.
Through that. But when he threw the dismembered part
Yeah.
to the earth, the blood that fell created the Furies, and also that's
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
this could be hard to get through. Made the Furies and the Giants, and that's where the Giants came from
Okay.
Uranus's privates.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we got through the hard part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't mean to interrupt you here, but I'm curious.
Yes.
I guess I completely misunderstood, and I thought the Titans were born from a different creature. I might have to look her name up, but she's Echidna, right? The mother of monsters?
That's the mother of monsters. She's not the mother of Titans.
Okay. Okay. I see.
Okay.
All right.
So this basically, this really hurt Uranus's feelings, and he went up to the.
Not anymore.
That's true. That's true.
So Dark says that she thought that the Titans were always just things that existed.
Now there's the primordial gods, and they come from the primordial gods. Through that, it's just I don't know why that doesn't get picked up. And a lot of times the Titans ended up being depicted as a kind of like a primordial being.
Well, they would have been much older than the future gods, right? The ones that are coming. So I guess from their perspective, they are ancient,
Yeah.
but they're just not as ancient as the primordial that came before them.
Right. Right. These are Methuselaic gods.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'm digging that.
We'll go with that.
New term. Yeah.
With that. So anyway, it basically really, really hurt Uranus's feelings, and then he went to the sky and didn't come back down.
Oh, that's fair. You know.
Yeah.
Look.
It was like, you know what? I'm going to the sky. I'm not coming back down anymore.
Yeah, they're in God of War as well. The Titans. Good call. Good
Yeah.
call.
Cronus then got to become leader, ruler of the universe.
Sure. All right.
But he feared that his own children would overthrow him,
Oh, I know where this goes. Oh,
just as he had done to his father.
oh no.
So, his children, he swallowed each of his children at birth. And these are the 12 Olympian gods. I'm going to give you the names real quick, and I'll go back to the story of it, right?
Yep.
So you've got, yes, it is. It's very. So you got Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Aphrodite, Artemis, Apollo, Hermes, Hephaestus, Demeter, Athena, Dionysus, or Hestia. It's going to be depending on where you look. One of them was the original 12. One of them wasn't, and it depends on which story you look back. It's either Dionysus or Hestia.
Okay.
Okay, and then of course Hades. Okay.
Right.
So Zeus was the youngest. So the last child she gives birth to, Rhea gives birth to, is Zeus.
Okay.
Now, she doesn't. She's kind of tired of Cronus eating the children.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And, you know, she wants to raise one. So she tricks Cronus,
Okay.
and she wraps a rock in swaddling. No, it's a lot. It has a lot more. They really get real. It's mythology. It's detailed usually going through. But yeah, I figure there's quite a few names I'll name tonight. You're like, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that.
But
Okay.
we may not necessarily know where they came from.
Oh yeah, but I'm hoping there's some stuff in there that's like, hey, that I don't know that.
Right.
You killed Zeus, so whatever. God.
So Cronus' wife was Rhea. Rhea.
Right.
I guess,
Yeah.
depending.
Yeah. Yeah. And so he's eating all the children, basically all the other Olympian gods. Yeah, these are just the 12 Olympian gods we're talking about, except for Zeus, who Rhea gives Cronus a rock wrapped in baby swaddling.
Oh,
and
okay.
he just swallows that down to trick
Yeah.
him.
It's a good trick. Like spinning.
And she sent, she hid Zeus in a cave on the island of Crete,
Oh,
where he was raised in secret by a goat.
sure. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
That makes perfect sense for Zeus.
Yeah. Raised in
Everything
secret
makes sense now.
by a goat, who taught him many things. At one point, Zeus, as he's growing, growing and becoming stronger, he accidentally breaks the horn off the goat, and kind of feels bad about it, and he sticks the horn. He busts the horn and sticks it back up, and that was the first cornucopia.
Oh, okay.
Was the goat's horn?
Sure, yeah.
And you could, whatever man's heart desired, the goat horn would give it to you.
Okay, then.
But he grew up, on
Yeah,
the goat.
I am with Dark on this. Like, at some point, you got to stop having kids with him, you know?
Yeah. It does. It does. It sounds like drunk AI.
It's raised
When you're going
by
through
a
it.
goat.
Like mythology anywhere is wild.
Not even a satyr. Satyrs exist in this world.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
A goat.
No, a goat.
Yeah.
A goat is named. It was named and spoke. I can't remember the goat's names right now.
I'm going to look the goat's name up. Please continue.
Okay. So he was raised in secret, but when he reached adulthood, he returned to challenge Cronus
Okay.
and the Titans. And there's a battle there. It's clearly actually right. Actually evil. And in some tales, in the fight, he cuts open the stomach of Kronos and gets his brothers and sisters out.
Right.
Sometimes it's in the fight. Sometimes it's after the death.
I got you.
He cuts up someone, gets all his older siblings out. Because of this, defeating his father, freeing his siblings, Zeus became the king of the gods, ruling from Mount Olympus.
Right.
And they put the Titans in Tartarus.
Okay.
And now we pick up where the Olympic gods
This
are
is
reigning.
when Disney's Hercules. So I do have the goat's name. I'm having a little bit of an existential crisis over here over it.
Yeah.
The goat's name is Amalthea.
Malthea. Okay, yeah.
Amaltheus is the name of a character in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 that winds up fostering a god.
Was he a goat?
No, but he might as well be.
See, all this stuff gets ripped off.
Yeah. I didn't even know that reference was in there.
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is one of my favorite games.
Yeah,
of all
I
time.
forgot I was going to be getting called out for ripping it off when I came across the names.
Yeah.
What was that?
Could have waited till they were older to figure out if they were.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that needs some signing off on. Francisco Goya.
Yeah.
Has a painting. The painting's called Saturn Eating His Children. But
Right.
That's,
Yeah. I've seen that painting. That's how I knew where this was going.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
Terrifying visage of the.
Yeah. So Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon draw straws
Okay.
over who gets to rule what. And Zeus wins, and he becomes like the leader of Olympus, rules over Earth, and all that.
Mm.
And then Hades rules over Tartarus, Poseidon over the sea,
Right.
and each one of them have their own manic family tree. I'll do that.
I was going to try and delay that ad. I cannot.
So let me run through these real quick again.
Okay.
And catch up because we're up to the Olympic gods. So you got Zeus, king of the gods, ruler of Mount Olympus, god of the sky, thunder, lightning, law, order, justice. Hera, queen of the gods. She's the queen of women. She's the goddess of marriage and family. She's also a lot of times very jealous and vengeful because Zeus can't keep it in his pants.
I was going to say, I think you forgot to mention in Zeus's part, absolute criminal.
Yeah. The Hera, Poseidon, god of sea, storms, earthquake, and horses, by the way.
Of course, yeah.
Very powerful, associated with the ocean. Demeter, goddess of agriculture, fertility, and the harvest. Obviously, for the growing crops, changing seasons, things like that. That was her responsibility. Athena. That's why she, yes.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Please continue. I'm sorry. That hit me a lot harder than I thought it was going to. I'm such an idiot. I never saw that connection.
Athena, goddess of wisdom, courage, and warfare, was considered a virgin goddess. There's 3 virgin goddesses.
Okay.
And was often associated with strategic thinking and tactics. Now she is married to her uncle or her brother Poseidon,
Okay.
I do believe, and they have an argument over who should be the god of, who should be the deity of the city of Athens, and he makes a saltwater spring, and talks about its usefulness there, but she plants an olive tree,
Yeah.
and she ends up winning, and that's why it's called Athena.
Yeah. And the hippocampus. Loki season 3 ad.
And they okay. Yeah, we're getting to some monsters soon. Okay, see, there's. Yeah, now look, this is depending on what sources you go to. Like I said, you've got a lot of writing, a lot of stuff down there. This kind of goes up. In this version, Eros is a primordial god. Later on, in another one, he's
Very true, Will.
He's born of Aphrodite, I think. Which is what Hercules' legendary journeys does with Eros.
Yeah.
He's born of Aphrodite. He's Aphrodite's kid, right? Mm-hmm. That has nothing to do with marriage, oh no, Wendigos.
That's very true. That's very true.
Okay. So,
I know in some versions it's Artemis and Apollo, right? But I think those are like because that's what it is in Disney's like Hercules animated, is Artemis and Apollo. But
yeah,
I would not be surprised if that was just because they made Poseidon like a grumpy old man in that one.
You know what? There's a lot going on.
Right.
Okay. And there's a lot of like backstabbing and things like that.
Right.
Okay.
It is very much a circle. Yeah.
Yes.
They're twins. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying they made the right choice by having them together in the Disney animated Hercules.
No, not at all.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I feel like they did that because they didn't realize they were twins, and because Poseidon, they made him an old man in that.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to have Artemis married to an old man.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Not the person they should have chose. Please continue.
Apollo.
Yeah.
Apollo is a god of music, poetry, art, the sun, and prophecy, often depicted with playing a lyre, and was associated with healing.
Okay. Yeah.
Stupid bard.
Apollo's pretty cool. I like it.
He's a bard.
Thank you, Will. Will has sent me the entire story of Greek mythology explained. I think he sent it to me a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I didn't get to watch it. And I forgot about
Is
it.
it like the 3-hour video?
No, let me pull it up and we'll see.
Do that. That one's pretty good. That was pretty good. It goes through, picks one, he picks one line and go with it. He'll definitely have some different stuff than I do.
Will it not open?
I don't know. So Apollo, Artemis, goddess of the hunt, wilderness, and childbirth.
Just because he's a bard. It is the 3-hour one. 3.5 hours, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that was a good one. That is worth watching. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Bards. The Artemis got a skilled archer prepared to live in the company of nymphs and other animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Ares, everybody knows Ares. Ares, god of war and violence.
Yeah.
Represented the chaotic and brutal aspects of warfare. Aphrodite, goddess of love, beauty, and desire, born from the sea foam and associated with passion and attraction.
Aphrodite, Aphrodite,
Right.
Aphrodite. The goddess of love.
Hephaestus was the god of fire, blacksmiths, and craftsmanship, known for his skill in creating weapons, and he was armor of the god, right?
Yeah. Hephaestus gets a bad rap in fiction. He always winds up being a dwarf for no reason. And he's always like not important to the story. And it's like, that dude's cool.
That's because people get their mythology mixed up, and somehow he gets thrown over into Norse.
Yeah.
So he has to be a blacksmith midget. I don't know.
He's a cool guy.
Hermes. Hermes, messenger of God and god of trade, commerce, and travelers,
Nice.
known for his speed and agility. And then the two that, like,
He's a cook guy. Yeah.
depending on which stories you're pulling from, one of these two is going to be the 12th of the Big 12.
Right.
So it's Dionysus, which is the god of wine, celebration, and theater. Often associated with the revelry and enjoyment of life's pleasure. Obviously he was a celebrated god.
Yeah.
And then
A lot of people like him.
yeah. And Hestia was a goddess of hearth, home, and family. Represented warmth, stability of households, things like that.
Yeah.
Right? Now, this is where it gets don't put that line twice.
Hey, look, I don't blame you with the amount you're about to.
Okay. So now we're going to get into some of the minor gods. And there's all kinds of stories about how they came about and who they,
Insane woman.
how they came about and who they wanted. Some of these you've heard of, some of them know you haven't, right?
Okay.
So there's Hebe, goddess of youth, responsible for serving ambrosia and nectar to the gods to keep them eternally youthful.
Hercules wants to date her in the animated series for a little while.
I'm sure that's accurate to the thing. But yeah, that's how cool the gods were. Somebody who brought them their food is like named in the mythology.
Yeah.
Right? Let's see there. You got Pan. Talking about Pan, god of the wild, shepherds, and nature.
Talking about Artemis Stark.
Yeah, Artemis. That would be Artemis. Oftentimes shown doing archery, being a huntress.
Pan's cool.
Pan, the god of the wild, shepherds, and nature, depicted as goat-legged, pipe-playing deity. Right? Yes. The Nike is the goddess of victory, often seen accompanying other gods in triumph events.
Not sponsored by Nike.
No. This is a little bit older.
I am the almighty waiter.
Yes. Hey, look, I'll be showing respect to get some ambrosia.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. This one, a lot of the words stick out from the past that come to decay, like we just saw Nike, right?
Yeah.
Next was Nemesis,
Right.
the goddess of retribution and vengeance, ensuring that wrongdoing is punished and balance is maintained.
This is the one that I thought was called Hecate
Okay, the Hecate.
last week or 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so yeah, there's the kindly ones, the fates, the
Right.
sisters, and there's a couple of different of three sets.
Right.
Sisters, one for retribution, then there's one that has the one eye and one tooth between them through there.
This is the one that Hercules, the animated series, depicts as walking around with swords for arms because she
Yeah.
doesn't need hands because her job is just to kill the wrongdoers.
Right.
So at one
Right.
point, she's eating an apple and she like stabs the apple to eat it.
Yeah, the three old seers who are very wise and just not pleasant to be around at all. Three old seer sisters that have one eye and one tooth between. They share.
Nemesis and the Furies, best band name ever.
They hand the right. They hand the eye back and forth depending on who's speaking, and the tooth depending on whose turn it is to eat.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to derail us that hard.
You can't help it with this crap.
You really
Go
can't.
ahead. So Nemesis, but yeah, Nemesis is the goddess of Look, I didn't write it.
Just one, two.
No. Goddess of Nemesis. Yeah, and there are like things of like not like people have not done something solely for the fact they don't want the fates after them.
Yeah.
They may feel righteous about doing it, but they still, don't want the fates to come after them. Somebody who claims vengeance.
Right.
Thanatos. All right.
Yep.
Thanatos, personification of death, often portrayed as a winged, somber figure.
Yep.
Hypnos, the god of sleep. And it's his job to bring rest to both gods and mortals.
Those three, I only knew Thanatos and Hypnos were. I didn't realize Nemesis was before I had this list in front of me. Those three are the children of Nyx, right? Of night?
Yes. Yeah, there's some version of that where Nyx, the Lady of Night, and her sister, I got to back up the thing. Harmony. Hemera, yeah. Through that is they. They're sisters.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're like, these things crawl out of all kinds of places. I'm just gonna tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have them all. Right?
Thanatos and Nyx and Hypnos are all in Hades. And
Okay.
they're incredible characters there. They're wonderfully written.
No. They didn't have babies together. They both have children. The minor gods are children of either the Titans, of the Olympian gods in some form or fashion. Sometimes they're created out of something. Sometimes they pop out of an egg made from sea foam. I don't know.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
Sometimes they're raised by goats.
Sometimes somebody gets pregnant, a guy gets pregnant, another guy is ticked off about it, so they curse that pregnancy, you end up with the Medusa.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, so Hecate is the goddess of witchcraft and crossroads, often associated with the moon and darkness.
Okay.
Okay. Tish,
Okay.
goddess of fortune, chance, and luck.
Of course.
And she is responsible for determining the outcomes of events. She's responsible where your die lands,
Yeah.
which number it lands on and everything.
Yeah.
It's her fault.
She's Lady Luck.
Right. So Hypnos is the god of sleep. Morpheus is the god of dreams. Then he has to create him. It's his job to create him for both gods and humans.
So that's where Tamora, the goddess of luck from D&D, I was trying to look up the name and I remembered it. It's literally just...
When I get to monsters and stuff, yeah, it's a D&D monster, man.
Okay.
In a way.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah, that's who you pray to for the Court 20. That's exactly right.
It's a lot of names.
Yes. Morpheus, Anarchy, personification of necessity and fate, representing the inevitability of events.
But just about all of them, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Which I don't know. The goddess, yeah. Personification.
If there's one in particular that Rungan mentioned that you want me to put the name in the chat, let me know. But these are known fairly well. So I feel like, it's not that hard to find them comparatively.
Right on.
And yeah, they are all in Fate as well, I believe.
The Muses are minor gods. There's 9 of them that cover all the arts and sciences.
Yeah. They do all the singing in the Disney.
Right. Well, they've kind of lost. Like they need to do like the Muses in modern day.
Yeah.
Like one's going to be a singer, one's going to be a painter, but one's going to be like a research scientist.
Okay, yeah.
One's going to be like an astrophysicist.
Yeah. See, I went completely the other way. When you said modern day, all I could think of was they'd just be doing pop.
Yeah. See.
This is why he's the brains of the operation.
Yeah.
I'm just the face.
Yes. So that. Going to. Okay.
Pop.
Persephone.
Yeah.
Probably one a lot of people heard a lot. Goddess of spring growth. Persephone is married to Hades. Mm-hmm. She's queen of the underworld. Responsible for changing the season. And that should be Hades. That's his niece.
Mm.
And I think there's a story where Zeus is mad and goes and talks somebody, I think maybe Pan, he sends to Tartarus to try to talk Persephone back.
Right.
Does.
Mm-hmm.
And Zeus and Persephone end up having a kid.
Yeah, which is Zagreus.
Yeah, they have two. Mm-hmm.
Zagreus and come on, Trey.
Yeah, Zacharias dies, and he gets reborn mortal later on, because there's some violent stuff that happens, and his sister ends up finding his heart.
Yeah.
After he's been cut apart and eaten, and he takes his heart and shoves it in a mortal, and they have a baby.
It's actually the story of Hades is about Zagreus.
Okay.
And trying to get his mom back and everything there.
Right on.
So.
Persephone, Panacea, goddess of universal remedy and healing, often invoked for curing illnesses.
One of the most misunderstood pronunciations from other people that I went to school with when I was a kid playing Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
They'd say, yeah, you got that panacea?
That sounds something like some vegetarian Italian food.
Yeah.
Panacea. One of my favorites, my is Priapus. And if you've heard, there's a medical term that's named after him, and if you know, then you know what he is the god of. God of fertility, gardens, and male genitalia. And he's very endowed. Very endowed.
You go for it, man.
Yeah. This was someone not known that much. Momus.
Pathologic. Panacea. Oh, no.
Momus is the god of satire, mockery, and criticism, known for sharp wit and humor.
Yeah.
Oh, the way God, Priapus, yes. Priapus. Bless me. There's a spider, a banana spider that bites you, and yeah, you'll be worshiping at the altar of Priapus for a while. So Momus, god of satire, wit, not necessarily a trickster type god,
right?
But kind of. Yes, yeah, yes. Momus would be a troll for sure.
4chan would be under his thumb. So would Reddit, I guess.
Look, for all I know is he's still here showing up as like PewDiePie or Mr. Beast or something.
Those are his 5 fingers: Facebook, Twitter, X, 4chan, Reddit, and MySpace. He still has MySpace. He couldn't bear to get rid of it.
Alethea, or Ilethea.
Okay.
This is the goddess of childbirth.
Yeah.
And aiding women during labor and delivery through that. She's over like they have a god for everything.
Yeah.
It's like she's the god over goddess over getting pregnant. This one's the god over being pregnant.
Right.
And yes. And this is the god of when you shoot the parasite out.
Right.
Go through that. They cover all of them. Palemon, which sounds like it should be a Pokemon.
Yeah.
But it's the god of sailors and sea travels. You pray for the safe voyages.
Okay, so this guy gets a bad rap then, because he always media only uses Poseidon.
Well, okay, so you got Poseidon. Yes, so Poseidon is the god of the sea.
Right.
So
this guy's the god of their travelers.
Yeah. This guy a god of sailors and sea travelers.
So in the movies, they should be praying to this guy, not just to Poseidon.
Yeah,
Probably both.
For a safe trip.
Yeah.
They pray Poseidon and keep the waves down.
Right.
And for him to, keep them safe on their journey, make sure they head the right way, right?
Yeah.
All right. Harmonia.
Nice.
Goddess of harmony and concord.
Yeah.
Associated with peace and unity.
Oh, no.
Paimon. Charon or Charon. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people heard that one. That's a ferryman.
A lot of people say Karen. I don't know where
Charon
that pronunciation came from, but
well, Karen will work too.
It became very popular on the Germanic side of things for Charon.
There you go.
But that's the harsh way to say it anyway.
Yeah, that's all I need. Is Karen taking me to the underworld. It's like I'm already dead. But this is the ferryman for carrying the souls across the river Styx into the afterlife. You have pennies for the ferryman.
He's your merchant in Hades.
Yeah.
He can't say any words. So he just... and they had the voice actor record 93 different of
Grunts.
those.
Dedication. Guys, I've still got some more. Irene. Come on, Irene.
Don't be the ferryman.
Goddess of peace. She's often depicted holding the cornucopia filled with abundance.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So they see the goddess of peace going through that. Proteus is a shape-shifting sea god known for his ability to assume. I want to talk to Hades. I'm leaving 1 star on the Hell review. It's a Proteus, shape-shifting sea god.
Sure.
I don't know what he would be over, just shapeshifters of the sea. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those. So.
Iris, goddess of rainbow, messenger of the god, delivering their messages to mortal. You know, you see a rainbow, Iris is delivering her message.
It's a good name.
Epimethus, the god of afterthought and excuses, known for his impulsive decisions.
He's the god of children.
Yeah, but not only.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the god of that face you make when you move this and that falls and you realize you should have moved that.
Yeah.
And then you tell the other person in the room, I didn't even see it there. When you did, you know you should have moved it. I thought you worship Epimetheus.
Yeah.
No need to go over that one again. Or
Right.
Okay, Moros. This is the personification of impending doom and destiny.
Okay.
Right on. Just that feeling.
Yeah.
The god of anxiety. Maybe probably the most powerful Greek god left in this day and age.
Yeah.
Anxiety. Look at that. A bunch of Moros.
He continues to grow stronger.
You're right. Hygeia.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was gonna.
Well, it's
try
the
and
god
help
of
you
it's
with that.
hygiene.
Yeah.
It's a god of good health, cleanliness, sanitation, and associated with the prevention of illness.
Okay.
She wash your hands, sing ABC,
Yeah.
kind of thing. I don't have all these. I've still got a lot to go through. All right. Asesco. This is the god of the healing process.
His buddy moment.
Almost, yes. Yes. The
Epimetheus is on the internet too. Right after you send that message and you go, why did I just message my ex?
Yeah.
No, why did I do that?
Yeah. One too many drinks. The Asesco, the goddess of healing process recovery and the curing of illnesses.
Okay.
Amphilogia,
Okay.
spirit of disputes and debates, often invoked during arguments.
Okay.
So this is the debate team of the gods, right?
Amphilogia or Logia would have loved that argument. Good job.
Yes, right. Aristeus.
I knew this would exist.
Emotional damage.
They do have a podcast together, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Moros and Momos. That'd be a great show. Okay, Arestes. He's a god of beekeeping, cheese making, and animal husbandry.
That guy's important.
He's a god of, yeah, right? Beekeeper. Which, Arestes is a god of beekeeping, not Bia, who is the personification of force and raw energy associated with the power of natural elements. I mean, they break it down ridiculously.
No, they do. That's not why
Yeah.
there's a gym leader named Bia that is a fighting type gym leader in Pokemon, and she's all about using brute force to, yeah.
Yeah, so they might have read their Greek mythology, is what you're
Yeah,
telling me?
it's just every single name that I was like, oh, that's a cool name, is like, yeah, no.
No, they stole it.
It is a cool name. It's not from here.
Calliope, one of the muses.
Yeah.
She's kind of for poets and epic poems.
Yeah.
Writers.
I have a cat named Calliope.
Kratos, personification, or Kratos,
Oh.
personification of strength and power, often serving other gods in their endeavors.
Boom. He serves them death.
Right. Yes. Well, he wants to be over. I've got his actual spelling down here. Kratos.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that's spelled differently. They always have him like he would help Zeus.
Yeah.
You know, Like Ares was over the brutality of war, and Kratos was just like strength and power.
Yeah.
I'll do there.
Makes sense.
All right. Let's say Calliope, Kratos, Sabella, mother goddess of nature, fertility, and wild animals.
Watch out, bearded man.
Often depicted riding a chariot pulled by lions.
Cool. Yeah.
So she's responsible for rabbits getting pregnant.
Oh,
That's her job.
okay.
Yeah. You know, and seeds being fertile and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She didn't have to worry about changing the seasons. She's just got to be ready to have that ready
Yeah.
for when the other one changes the seasons. So she can do that. So another one can make them grow. It's convoluted.
It's a lot of work. You got to have a lot of hands to get it all done.
Yes, it's right. Dike. Dike. Why are you laughing?
No reason.
That's the name.
No reason.
Dike. Do that. The goddess of justice and moral order, upholding fairness and righteousness. Let's do that. That's it. The rabbit. So it's already yeah, okay. So it's 3 fates and 3 graces. The Euphrosyne.
I was holding it together, Dark. I really was.
Yeah. The
Domestic abuse.
Euphrosyne, one of the 3 graces. Their names in English are joy, mirth, good cheer.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, there's 3 of them.
I got you.
There's one of that. Hecuba. Now she was a queen of Troy, but she ended up becoming a minor goddess and associated with tragedy.
Okay.
Right?
Sure. Why not? Good on you.
Right. Not much more. Aeacus. This is a minor deity of the Eleusinian mysteries. You know, the fields of Elysia.
Yeah.
The Elysian fields or whatever. Yeah. That's kind of an offshoot thing. This was kind of a weird thing. I want to put it in there. But because there was a cult of Demeter.
Yeah.
Thank you. The cult of Demeter and Persephone.
Yeah.
Do that. All right, I was talking about Kratos. Let's jump through a couple of these.
It is, yeah. But it's fun.
There's so many of them. It's so detailed. It goes through. Because we've got, I talked about Kratos, Lachesis, one of the 3 fates, Leto, a mother of Apollo and Artemis. In some stories, she's associated with motherhood, nurturing. Metis,
Yep.
the goddess of wisdom, goddess of wisdom, craftiness, and deep thought.
Also, just
Always for clever counsel.
real quick, Lachesis is the name of a character in Fire Emblem that winds up being the trigger that triggers like the whole burning of a kingdom.
Yeah, well.
And then Metis is the inspiration for the character Meteon in Final Fantasy XIV.
Okay.
It was all about deep thought.
Metis.
Again, I don't blame them. I do the same thing.
Right.
But
Yeah.
man, I didn't realize how much these were on the nose.
Yeah, no, they are. And that's the crazy thing about mythology, where you go, there's something in there.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like the giant things, there's some love story, something that's still, you know, it's like, it still resonates or is used today in some form or fashion. Weird,
Yeah.
really weird. So I talked about Nike early. Nike is the goddess of victory.
Right.
Nike Phoros is the personification of victory, often depicted holding a wreath or palm branch.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Pheme, 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 or Feme, the goddess of fame, public acknowledgement, laying, often associated with gossip.
Fame both good and bad.
Yes. So fame runs TMZ.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Fontanus, the personification of envy and jealousy, especially when they're very negative, like powerful influence.
I bet this family reunion is not fun.
No. Talked about Rhea. She was the mother of the god. Polyphema. Selene, the goddess of the moon, who's different.
Yeah.
When she is the moon, rather than Nyx is the nighttime.
Right.
Themis, goddess of Iron Lord. Triton. So Triton's weird. Triton's a merman.
Yep. Right.
Yeah. Triton's a merman. And Zephyrus.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
The wind.
God of west wind, responsible
Yeah.
for flowers. And that's just the minor gods. I didn't cover all of them. I wanted to get a bunch of them.
Right.
Because now I've got some heroes, some culture heroes from
Okay.
Greek, right? And a lot of these you're going to know and going to have their. I've heard their story. I'm sure in some way, some form or fashion.
Right.
Right. First one I got to go with Heracles or
Selena's moving.
absolutely.
Right. Yeah.
Heracles or Hercules.
As well.
The 12 labors.
Right.
He's a demigod, son of Zeus. His mother's name Alcmene.
Yeah.
Augmeni, something like
He
that.
killed the Nemean lion.
Yes, he had 12 labors, cleaned the stables. He killed a boar. I think it was him. Yeah, he got the 12 labors of Hercules. That's his main story.
The movie where The Rock is Hercules,
Yes.
the whole movie is about the Nemean lion, and then they just skip all the rest of the trials, and he just goes back home and fights.
I don't know if I have it spelled that way, but I got quite a few. I think I may.
It's really unfortunate because I watched the movie and I was like, this is not a good movie.
Right.
But the Nemean lion looks cool. The fight was good. It's like, I'm looking forward to when he has to fight the horses. Or not fight them, when he has to herd the horses.
Yeah, the man-eating horses, yeah.
And then they don't even go there. They just go
No.
straight back home. And it's like, oh.
Well, a couple of these, like the trials of Hercules and like Perseus. I got Perseus next.
Yeah.
Another demigod, son of
Perseus.
Zeus.
Percy's the one that kills
Medusa.
Yeah, and then he gets Pegasus out of Medusa's blood.
Yes. She's born, and he rescues Princess Andromeda from the sea monster. And I think in the movie they do the Kraken.
Yeah, I
which
think
is
so.
not Greek.
Yeah. I like Perseus.
Killed a Hydra. Yes. A Hydra. Jason and the Argonauts, maybe
Hydra.
her lot. And they were a group of heroes on a quest to obtain the Golden Fleece. The story is either called Argonautica or Jason and the Argonauts. And I do believe Hercules was part of his crew.
Yeah. They fight a Cyclops, right? Where they wound up like shipwrecked with a Cyclops. I'm not trying to derail us.
Hold on. Let me go through these. I think
yeah.
it's Odysseus, isn't it?
It might be Odysseus that I'm thinking of, yeah.
Okay, because you got Theseus, and he's the one that killed the Minotaur
Right.
in the labyrinth.
He's the one that ship gets completely replaced, the ship of Theseus.
Yes. King Minos of Crete had the labyrinth,
It's Odysseus, okay.
and he ended up unifying Athens, big guy, and Greek mythology.
Right.
Achilles,
Yeah, absolutely.
invulnerability except for his heel, great warrior. Yeah, he's dipped in the river Styx, was held by the heel. Odysseus, and he's the Odyssey.
Right.
Cunning, resourceful, had a long journey home from the Trojan War.
Not Mario's Odyssey.
No. Atalanta.
Atalanta,
That might have been
yeah.
who Dark might have been thinking about earlier, because she's also a skilled huntress.
Could be.
with the Argonauts. Pretty close. Tolkien pulled for a lot of mythology. This obviously was one of the mythologies he pulled from. But Atalanta, skilled huntress, with Artemis. She was also known for her speeding, running, excellent shot with a bow.
Yeah.
Okay. Bellerophon.
This guy I know.
Okay, he got to ride Pegasus, and he's the one that beat the Chimera or Chimera, whichever way you say it, Chimera. He's got his own epic poem.
Yeah. I know this guy because in the Hercules animated series, Bellerophon shows up to get Pegasus back. Because, Hercules has Pegasus in the animated version. And Pegasus doesn't want to go back, and Bellerophon's really upset about it. And then it's a really weird moment in the animated series because they don't talk about a lot of the original mythology a lot.
Yeah.
They just have their own version of it. He says, "It's okay. I'll come back and find you after his story's done."
Okay.
And the implication is that Bellerophon is such a cool guy that he's definitely still going to be alive then.
Fair enough. Yes.
I walked away from that going, who is this guy?
All right. Bellerophon. Cadmus.
Medusa's no problem.
Just don't look her in the eye.
It's very true. Cadmus.
Yeah. So Cadmus, founder of Thebes, played just a cultural hero. Everything. Yes. and then claims to you it's original. Now, here's the cool thing about Cadmus.
I read ahead and I shouldn't have.
So, Cadmus, who made of thieves, he made a group of armors known as a Spartoi by sewing dragon's teeth together to make a group of warriors known as a Spartoi.
He sewed dragon teeth together?
Yeah. Into warriors.
Look, I'm just saying, if you can sew dragon teeth together, you're already on a different level from the rest of humanity.
Right.
That's
Right?
let alone if they then come alive. The noble phantasm, for sure.
All right. So Peleus is the father of Achilles, fought in the whole Trojan War. Now,
I get it well.
he was married to a sea nymph. So Achilles' mom
Okay.
was a sea nymph named Thetis.
Okay.
It was Thetis that took him to the river Styx,
Makes sense.
which he couldn't touch or get in. Castor and Pollux.
Yeah.
I did also find Pollux's name as being Dioscuri.
Right.
And they were known for like their horsemanship and like their loyalty. They wouldn't betray each other.
Right.
Protected of sailors. There's stories of them riding out on the sea.
Their names come up a lot in fiction.
Okay.
Like, hey, here's two characters that are kind of bit roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the sailors Castor and Pollux. You know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you. Diomedes.
Yeah.
Diomedes, Greek hero, Trojan War. A lot of mythology come around the Trojan War. Courage, good skill in battle. He also got to meet Athena and Aphrodite.
Nice.
One tale
Those would be the two I'd want to meet.
between
Maybe Hephaestus.
there was three of them. There was another one. I think it might have been Persephone. I'm not sure. But he had to judge which one was the most beautiful.
Ooh, that's a tough answer.
Yeah, until Aphrodite got naked. I was like, pick me. Guess who won?
Yeah, that's fair.
He also was promised.
Come on,
Helen
Trey.
of
So,
Troy.
are you saying that Aphrodite was the first pick-me girl?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
You've seen the Legendary Journeys, haven't you?
Yeah, that's true. I have, yeah.
Okay.
So,
No, she was actually the first. You better.
it was Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite.
Hera.
You better pick me.
Yeah. I think Hera. Okay, it was Hera. Okay. Go
Will
ahead,
was Will was talking about Medusa's noble phantasm earlier, and I think the point was supposed to be. Let me know if I'm wrong, Will, but I think the point was supposed to be that Pegasus came out of the blood
Yeah.
in the phantasm, but I'm not sure. I think it got skipped
There was
over.
two. There was an egg and some. Anyway. Okay. Diomedes. Yes. Orpheus.
Okay.
Just a wonderful musician and poet. He charmed all living creatures with his music. And he also, the story of him trying to rescue his wife Eurydice from
Yeah.
Hades, and he walks all the way back, and he gets right to the end. He was told not to check.
Yeah.
Right before he steps out, he turns and looks. And she gets sucked back down into Hades, and tragic for him.
We saw the same thing in Japan with Izanami and Izanagi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's a really good rendition of them in the game Hades, where you can find both of them. And you get to hear both of them have a song. And his song is sad and sorrowful, as he can't bring himself to leave Hades, but he also can't bring himself to go back down and face her again. And Eurydice's song is actually kind of upbeat, of like, look, he made his choice, you know, and then you can, if you choose to, you can bring them back together, and their songs meld together in such
That's
a cool
cool.
way. But
Excellent.
also Artemis, I'd pick Artemis. Artemis is the coolest. She's got an owl. And his name is Archimedes.
Yeah. Meliger, one of Jason's crew, I do believe, that or crew in a story that goes after the Chaldean boar.
Artemis wasn't a choice. I guess I can't pick Artemis. I guess
Yeah.
I'll pick Athena.
The
Please continue. I'm sorry.
boy, I lost my place. Sorry. So here, the Chaldean boar, who was created to basically give people a really hard time. and he's part of a group of heroes that went and killed the Caledonian boar. He dies during this.
Oh boy, poor
Per-
guy.
Perithos, a friend of Theseus. Woo!
It's a lot of names.
And
It's a lot of Aeon
yeah.
and
He tries to help Theseus, his friend, abduct Persephone from the underworld,
yeah.
which takes off Hades.
I'm sure.
Some love, yeah. Master engineer. Aeneas. There's a Virgil's Aeneid. Yeah. He actually ends up going on to help create Rome and things like that.
Very cool.
I will in just a second. Actaeon, a hunter who accidentally stumbled across the goddess Artemis while she was bathing, and she turned him into a stag, where he got shot by a hunter.
Nice. Yeah, look, I mean,
That's cool.
he could have had a worse fate. He could have been killed outright. At least he got to be a stag for a
Yeah,
little while.
we'll go with stag. Well, it wasn't. The fact that he looked wasn't a big deal. They stayed and stared.
Right.
Which, come on.
That was Shiro Amada's mistake too, and I hate the mess team.
Yeah. Say look. See that she turns him into a stag. He gets killed by a hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Ajax. One of Jason's crew. Prominent warrior. Well, actually, you've got Telamonian Ajax and Ajax the Lesser. But both of them fought in the Trojan War. Both have like their own story of valor and strength.
Like the cleaner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's where it gets its strength.
Yeah. Hephaestus, nice. That was
Very
cool.
Very cool.
Pelops, a great chariot racer.
Sure.
Like so good at chariot racing. Also, he falls in love with Hippodamia, and it doesn't end well,
yeah.
right?
Poor guy.
And Icarus and Daedalus. I know that they get
Yeah.
in prison. They get in prison in the labyrinth because
Right.
Daedalus is the one that comes up with the labyrinth to trap the Minotaur in.
Right. I love that story.
And so in order to get out, he knows they can't get out, so he figured out the way, and it's out in the ocean. Don't fly too close to the sun. He makes the wings
Yep.
out of feathers and wax. Don't fly too close to the sun. You'll melt the wax. Don't get in the water. You'll get your feathers wet. And he flies too close to the sun and falls in the water.
Yeah. Good old Icarus.
Yeah. I got some beasts to throw out now. And like I said, this is going to be basically a D&D bestiary, right?
Right.
First off, Griffin.
Yeah, I love
Right.
griffins.
Yeah, body lion, head and wings of an eagle.
Yeah.
A lot of times guarding treasure. Mm-hmm. All right. Centaur.
Cool. Yep.
I don't know what a centaur is. Half human, half horse. Known for their strength, but wild behavior. There are some named centaurs in mythology. There's Chiron and Nessus.
Yeah.
Chiron being a wise leader.
He gets referenced in Guild Wars 2,
Really?
where they call him Virion instead of Chiron or Chiron, but it's very clearly him. It's the one centaur that tries to work with humans, and he's big focus
Yeah.
is healing
Yeah.
and nature, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was also in Hercules' Legendary Journeys
Yeah.
and Xena.
The
The
we didn't
Chimera?
even mention Cena till this moment.
Yeah, I should have. It's Hercules' Legendary Journeys. Yeah. Hercules and Xena. Callisto.
Yep.
Anyway, moving on.
You don't have him yet? Yep, the Silvari Mentor in Guild Wars 2. Yep.
Nice. The Chimera. Fire-breathing monster. Body of a lion. Head of a goat. Serpent's tail.
Yeah.
Not only a serpent's tail, but the serpent's tail has the head of a serpent on it, right?
Right.
Yeah. So your boy a while ago, Bellerophon. He ends up killing that.
Yeah, I love him.
Off Pegasus.
Yeah.
He's riding Pegasus when he does it. We talked about the Minotaur that's trapped in King Minos's labyrinth on the island of Greece, which Daedalus made, and then him and his son Icarus try to escape out of. And Daedalus actually gives Theseus the knowledge to go in there and kill the
Minotaur. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, just real quick, I'm sorry. The name is Ventari Virion. His first name is not Virion, and he just shows up as Ventari whenever they talk about him, but Virion is the surname, which is very clearly Like you don't have it that close and then be a centaur and,
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. Not pointing figures, but you're a problem.
I'm sorry. I keep derailing us. This train has no brakes.
So we did the Minotaur Siren.
Yeah.
That was a Siren song, right? Mm-hmm. Hot ladies, beautiful voices.
Come on, Trey. I know. Sorry. Come on,
Trey.
It's hard not to with this.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
Giant one-eyed being. Polyphemus is a named one. Odysseus in the Odyssey stabs it in the eye. You mentioned that one earlier.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah. A harpy.
Yeah.
Winged female creature with body of birds and faces of women that show up in lots of mythology.
They really do. Come on, Trey.
Lots of mythologies are female or birds with women faces.
Yep.
The Gorgons. That's where Medusa is the famous of the three sisters. Mm-hmm. Snakes for hair. Gaze upon them, they turn you to stone.
I like Gorgons a lot.
Yeah. The Sphinx. Mm-hmm. Body of a lion, wings of a bird, head of a human. Poses riddles to travelers, and those who fail to answer correctly were killed. Mm-hmm. Right? Oedipus had a thing with the Sphinx. Mm-hmm. Met up with him, answered the riddle. Pegasus, the winged horse.
Poor guy.
The winged horse that emerged from the blood of the Gorgon, Medusa. Mm-hmm. And it's, I got the right. It'd be tough. The used by Perseus and Bellerophon.
Yeah.
Bellerophon. The hippogriff, creature with the front half of an eagle and the hindquarters of a horse, was a unique and majestic hybrid.
It does not come from Harry Potter.
No. One we mentioned earlier with Hercules, the Nemean lion.
Yeah.
Had impenetrable golden fur. Yes. Killed by Heracles or Hercules. Cerberus, three-headed dog, guarding the underworld, guarding Tartarus.
You can pet him in Hades.
Yeah. I should pop. Okay. I mentioned this earlier.
Yeah.
Echidna, not the animal.
Right.
But the half woman, half serpent monster known as Mother of All Monsters. And yeah, so all good boy. She was the mother of Cyclopses. That was that thing. I hope I got it written down here. The 100 arms creature, and yeah. Freaks. She gave birth to freaks. The Lamia.
Yeah, not Knuckles. Good call.
Right. The Lamia, female demon.
Very true.
Lamia, they kidnap children and ate them.
Yeah.
That's a boogeyman.
So in Greek mythology, are they not snake people?
And yes, you will find instances of them being serpent kind.
Okay.
A lot of times, like they are children of. There's another one that Echidna had.
I got you.
Her children. A lot of times you just see them as like a deformed. Look like kind of like a deformed woman.
I got you.
And like far from a back, it just looks like a female's walking towards you, and they get close. It looks at
because lately they have, and I say lately as in the last like 600 years or so, the mythology in other countries that picked up Lamias is definitely snake people.
Gotcha.
They're very big in monster girl stuff in Japan right now as snake people.
Fair enough. Scylla and Charybdis. There's two sea monsters in the form of a six-headed serpent and a massive whirlpool. And Odysseus has got to try to figure out how to get past them on his way home. If you've ever heard the phrase, a rock in a hard place.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it started with this.
Yeah.
You're facing Scylla and Charybdis.
I know in some versions of it, Charybdis is like a mouth at the bottom of the whirlpool. And in some versions, it's just a whirlpool. Yeah. But I like the version where it's the 6 long heads that can reach out, and on the other side, yeah, look, that thing's gonna eat you.
You followed it and die. The satyr, half man, half goat, known for the love of revelry, music, wine, servants of the god Dionysus.
I don't blame him.
Geryon, a 3-bodied giant who guarded herd of red cattle. Another one of it was Heracles' 10th labor to steal one of them from Geryon. I talked about Pan earlier. The basilisk, another classic D&D creature. Serpent, dragon-like creature, deadly venom, sometimes turned to stone. Also guardian of a treasure or symbol of evil. The manticore, body of a lion, head of a human, tail like a scorpion tail. Always hungry.
Yeah. Yes, it was a boss fight in Final Fantasy 14 as well.
Yeah.
And it uses Charybdis as an attack.
Yes. Okay. The manticore. Ermanthian boar. A gigantic boar that was one of Hercules' 12 labors. He can kill it. He caught it.
Right.
Orthrus is a 2-headed dog owned by Geryon, the keeper of red cattle. The dog does get killed by Hercules when he's trying to steal the cattle.
Yeah.
The Chaldean boar, which we talked about earlier, was sent by goddess Artemis to ravage a certain region of the region of Caledon,
Which makes sense.
and then eventually killed by a group of heroes. And we talked about a couple of them and one who got killed doing that.
Yeah.
The Ladon. Ladon is a serpent or dragon that guarded the golden apples of the Hesperides, often associated with the garden of the goddess of Hera.
Okay.
Right? A Periton. Mythical creature with the body of a deer, the wings, head, and 4 limbs of a bird.
Wow. All right. I've heard the name before, but never the creature. Interesting.
Yeah. I've seen them shown as a bird with the head of a stag
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
So, naiads, water nymphs associated with fresh water. These are freshwater nymphs, right? Rivers, lakes, fountains.
Yeah.
Dryads are the tree nymphs.
Right.
Especially they have special trees that are dryad. You don't touch those
Makes sense.
dryad trees. Not all trees are dryad trees, but the ones that are pigs. The Oread, which are mountain nymphs, very rarely seen, associated with mountains in the wilderness, on the side. Sylphs, air spirits. You can't really see them.
Right.
You might catch the outline if dust goes through the air or something like that.
Gotcha. Sorry, I'm still thinking about dog-headed legs.
Lamaya, or Lamae, female spirits, or monsters that were said to they seduce and devour men.
Oh boy. Well, yeah, those are in every mythology too.
Yeah, and they like especially children. The Lucrata. I don't know. This is a mythical creature. I've never heard of this one. This has the body of a lion, the head of a badger, and the tail of a scorpion.
Okay. I've definitely seen chimeras in video games that had a scorpion tail instead of a snake tail. I wonder if they were mixing the two.
Possibly so. And then manticores can sometimes be shown with a scorpion
That's true.
tail.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a cool thing, though. I'd love to see art of that thing.
Right. Then we talked about the muses. There's Alcyon. He is, she was married to Sex, Ceyx,
Okay.
and both of them were turned into kingfisher birds by the gods
Okay.
at some point.
Sometimes they just glue stuff together and give it a name.
Exactly, right? We've got these leftover parts.
Apparently, the Lucrata is in Forgotten Realms.
Yeah,
Okay, then.
I think it's hideous.
Yep.
Ampelus, who died a tragic death while worshiping Dionysus.
Oh.
I don't know what that death could be, but let your imagination run wild. But the Ampelus, he got turned into a vine, a grapevine.
Okay.
And continue making wine for Dionysus. the Cernian hide,
Yeah.
golden horde deer, sacred to Artemis, captured by Hercules, not killed, captured. Through that. All right, so I got through some heroes.
Yeah.
Got through some minor gods, got through the primordial gods, got through the Olympian gods. Mm-hmm. Talked about creation a little bit. Now, there's lots, and I bet if we took time and thought about it, we'd probably come up with even more. There's obviously,
there's so much more, right?
Well, but there's so much that's been lifted into like modern media, right? There was a few names on here that I saw you were like, oh, okay, I know why that character's named that now.
Right. Well, and we didn't even talk, and of course we're not going to get into all of them, but like Narcissus is a big one, that people talk about a lot. You have, what's his name? I'm trying to remember it. The guy that fell in love with Aphrodite and she humored it for a moment, and then when she stopped humoring it, he went and created a woman out of clay and begged Aphrodite to make her into a woman, and she did because she thought it'd be funny, and then she started getting jealous that he had this woman instead.
Yeah.
And so she turned her against him and then broke her. And then when he caused a scene about it, she killed him.
Yeah. Well, it's like going back through on some mythologies, Hera is Zeus's like fifth wife.
Right.
They have four for having children from them.
Smite. Nice.
Wife your chat, yes. One third.
I also wanted to mention just real quick too, while we're talking about the mythology, the River Leith. If you're going to be using Greek mythology in your campaign, the River Leith is such a cool thing you can just have, and if you touch it, you forget. You just forget. Depending on how long you touched it, you forget more. If somebody's pushed into it, hey, they might forget who they are. But like that's such a cool idea for like, here's an NPC the party's helping. It's like it's not amnesia because it's plot convenience. No, he got pushed into the River Leith. He doesn't know up from down anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Like
he lost his mind. Oh my gosh, there's so much. I'm gonna try to find a. Well, I was kind of wondering about the stories because at some form or fashion, we all know something about Hercules.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Jason the Argonauts, you may not know that exact story, but there's stories out of that. And the Argonauts, there's... I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was things in One Piece that wasn't pulled from Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right?
I'm sure.
That kind of setup, or the Odyssey or something like that.
Well, there's a character named Burgess. His name is Jesus Burgess, and he is a reference both to Jesus, not Jesus, even though that's his name. He's also a reference to Jesus, but not in that way.
Okay.
He's a reference to a wrestler named Jesus Burgess, but he's also a reference to Hercules because he has incredible strength. And Burgess is close to Heracles, the way that it's written out in kanji. And so it's like, look, it gets deep, right? But when are we going to bring up the Herculoids?
Well, I thought there was some stuff we could pass over. I do have a little more detail about some of the family tree.
Okay.
And like their parts, if you want to go over them. Should I go back, look and get a little more? Let me look back up here right quick.
No, it's crazy how much Greek mythology has influenced everything. And I know we say it every time, you can just play this straight in your TTRPG, but you really can with Greek mythology.
Yeah.
There's so much. You could do a full, and look, I know a lot of people don't play D&D anymore. If you find the stuff for Mystic Odyssey of Theros, which is the Forgotten Realms version of Greece, they have all of the stuff there. Leonins come in as a player race there. Satyrs come in as a player race there. And you can port most of that stuff to other systems without really having too much difficulty.
Yeah. And like I was saying, a lot of the monsters I talked about, 90% of them are in the monster manual for D&D.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
That's straight pulled out. You got minotaurs, you got chimeras, you got manticores.
Griffins. And I assume most of that's in Pathfinder's Monster Manual as well.
Yes.
I'm waiting for the new release of the books to know, but I assume so.
So, it's also there is some unique. There is a flood tale in this. Some of the things that we find in others, right? There is a flood story. There is a dragon serpent. There is giants in this mythology. Also, it's a little bit like we looked at a couple of the others. A lot of it wasn't like what they call when we're going through the minor gods here. We're like just spirits,
right?
In other ones, there's a lot of them seem to fall over the same aspect, kind of have the same job so much.
Yeah,
let's do that.
I don't know how important he is to everything else. I believe Echidna's husband is named Typhon.
Yeah. Okay.
And Typhon is a direct, like, there is just a creature, a demon named Typhon in Final Fantasy.
Yes. Yeah. They had, their children were monsters. They were locked up and somebody let them out. Because Pandora's back there too.
Yeah. We didn't even mention Pandora. I forget sometimes she's Greek.
Well, yeah. Pandora is the first woman, human woman, given in the old tales a jar. It's Pandora's box now.
Right.
I won't say box now. Told not to open it. Of course, curiosity gets the better of it. In the story, it just becomes too much. It takes a while before she finally breaks and opens the box. She gets to a point where it's like, there's nothing in there. They're tricking me. But her husband won her some way, and I can't remember how. He did a special thing to woo her, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, she opens a jar or box, lets out envy, lets out jealousy, anger, all the ills of humankind.
Right.
There's only one thing that stays behind in the jar.
Hope, right?
That's hope,
yeah.
And the tale is, that's why in humanity, hope is the last thing to die. In the list of all things. Yeah. There's a story of Prometheus.
Yeah.
Stealing, making humans, and he designed them. Zeus kind of was upset by that fact.
Yeah.
And he thought the humans were lesser than the animals, and they needed to sacrifice to him. And Prometheus loved humanity. Even though he's one of the gods, he loved humanity.
He was a true bro.
And he sacrifices a bull, and he tricks Zeus, because he takes the sacrifice and divides it in two piles. And in one pile, he puts all the good meat and all the stuff, and then he puts the stomach and guts on top.
Okay.
And then he makes another pile, and he puts all the bones, hoofs, things like that,
right? And
covers it with the hide. Tries to make it look really good. Presents them both to Zeus, and Zeus says, "All right, I get this, they get that." And he puts, the pile. That's not as important to eating and everything. So humans have to start sacrificing, and when they do, they take the food for the meat. A lot of times, the old animal sacrifices. That's what it was. Kind of like a. It was a barbecue.
Yeah.
They ate what they could, burnt up the rest.
Yeah. Doesn't he also steal fire for them?
He does.
Teaches them how to make fire?
So humans, in one tale, he's allowed to give the humans fire. Okay. And humans start getting together, start building cities, and start figuring things out. Zeus is having none of it, so Zeus takes the fire.
Right, of course.
Takes the fire from humanity, but Prometheus, loving humanity is and wants to see humanity do good, steals the fire back and takes it back to humanity, where they multiply it, so they not have their own fire. Can't be taken away from them again. And of course, Zeus punishes Prometheus by tying him to the side of the mountain.
Yeah.
And having the
Ask him my next
vulture
question.
or something like that eat his liver,
Yeah.
every day.
Every day. Well, if we're talking about punishments, I mean, we also got to talk about the two other big ones, right?
Well, you got Atlas.
Yeah.
Now, Atlas is a lot of times showing up the world, which is a little bit of a misnomer. It's like the three wise men in the
Right.
nativity scene. The Atlas doesn't hold up the world. He's actually holding up the heavens.
Right.
He would actually be holding up Uranus. Standing there holding up the skies and the heavens.
Yeah.
Do that. He didn't hold up
Not
the
as
world.
junk, because that got thrown into the sea.
Yeah, got thrown into the sea. Yes. Yes.
That poor Atlas. He can't even set it down for a minute until Hercules shows up.
Right. And he gets a small break.
Yeah. And the other one is Sisyphus. Mm-hmm. Has to roll the boulder up. I don't remember what he did,
Ticked off the gods somehow.
but it's a pretty rough punishment.
There's a lot of tales in Greek mythology that like teach people how to behave in society.
Right.
And a lot of them are, this is the way they ticked off the gods.
Right.
Like this one female was so beautiful, she thought she was more beautiful, and was more beautiful than even Athena or Aphrodite, one of the two. But she ticked off one of them
Yeah.
by thinking she was on their level, and she ends up suffering
Right.
because of that.
It's a bad idea to take either one of them off.
But there's still stories that argue, one for the archaic idea of might makes right.
Right.
But like Hercules is one of those.
Yeah.
Hercules is not only Zeus's love child that just makes Hera furious.
Right.
He carries Hera's name.
Yeah. Heracles.
Yeah. Do that. And of course she sends the two snakes to kill him. Mm-hmm. And because Zeus is also as rotten as he is a judgment. He was biased.
Right.
Towards
Yeah,
his son.
he liked his kids, his sons at least.
Yeah. And of course Hercules chokes out the two snakes, goes on, ends up going up strong and gets stronger and stronger.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Hercules' Legendary Journeys has a moment that I think is right, which is where Hercules winds up getting tricked and he winds up killing his wife and children.
Yes. I don't think it was Hera.
Okay.
I think it was Hera's plan, but I don't
She's not the one that actually did it.
actually did it.
Okay.
Yeah, it drives him nuts. And Hercules ends up killing he had like 8 children or something like that at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, kills his children and his wife in this fit of rage and psychosis is brought upon him. Then he goes got a wisdom to talk and ends up getting told to go serve this king. And he ends up serving a king for like 12 years or something like that.
Isn't that where he meets Aeolus?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
I don't remember for sure. It's been a long time since I've seen the show. Maybe Faith had seen it. Maybe she can remind me. That's where he gets the 12 labors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we also. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, that's what the 12 labors. They're penance,
Right.
Even though he had no control over, he had built his strength up so much that there was nothing that his family could do.
Yeah.
When he turned on him, and so he's paying penance for that.
Yeah.
That tragedy. Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah. Went through that.
What about Midas? You can talk about Midas.
The Midas touch.
Yeah.
That's they do more than just brakes and mufflers.
Right.
They
I was just asking when he meets Aeolus. I couldn't remember. Aeolus. I don't remember the exact pronunciation. I'm sorry.
But Midas having the greed. It's a story about don't be too greedy.
Right.
He gets the power. He bargains with somebody. It's not Hephaestus.
Don't remember who.
Makes a bargain with somebody anyway. So anything he touches turns to gold.
Yeah.
Very excited about it. Ends up touching his daughter.
Yeah.
She turns to gold, which he's not. It was his favorite daughter. He wasn't happy about that.
It would suck to not be able to drink soda because when you touch it, it turns to gold.
Yeah. Just the list goes, and the list goes on. Dionysus.
Yeah, Dionysus is a really interesting one in a lot of ways. Is that who he made the deal with? because that's the god of wine, right?
Yeah, that might be that feels right. Maybe who made the
Bacchus is the Roman version of Dionysus, right?
yes,
Yeah.
and the Bacchae are the Roman version of the Hemate,
Yeah. Okay.
whatever, where they go.
Hecate.
Yeah, the
Hecate.
Hecate. Yeah, where they run out.
Yeah.
Savage men.
And where does Xena fit in all this?
Well, I couldn't find her.
That's because I don't think she's actually mythological. I
really-
love Xena, but
I really wanted to find Xena and Autolycus.
yeah.
That's the two I wanted to
Yeah.
find. Actually, there may be an Autolycus. It's such a, as far as the mythology goes, especially with the heroes and the stories and the tales of interactions between the mortals and the gods.
Right.
There's just so many of them.
Yeah.
You know.
No, I really like Greek mythology. I mean, so much of what we know today in pop culture is built around Greek mythology and it being a bone of all of our history for many cultures in the world.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's not all the cultures, but a lot of cultures are influenced
Yeah.
by Greek.
Well, like I said that which they wouldn't call themselves Greeks. They were
Right.
They were
Yeah.
Hellenistic, and that Alexander the Great. They did spread out a lot, influence a lot of other things.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That would make a lot of sense. But
Gotcha. Okay. There's a couple, and that's another thing. There's always a couple of different versions of the story, like how it goes. What exactly the details are always a little bit different.
yeah.
In the story. To that.
No, I like Greek mythology a lot. I think if you're somebody that goes, hey, I don't know that much about it, I want to know more, you can play Hades.
Yeah.
You can watch Hercules, the legendary
Legendary
journeys. You can read the Odyssey. I need to reread the Odyssey clearly.
Well, two of the big ones. You got the Odyssey and the Iliad.
Yeah.
And then you got what's the other one? The Veritas. Never mind.
Also, Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah. Is that in the Iliad though?
I think it is a part of the Iliad. Yeah, because then it also covers part of the Trojan War, right?
I do believe so.
Yeah.
You got me.
It has been a while for me. Or you can just play all the God of Wars. They definitely tell every bit of the mythology right. Especially when Kratos goes to Norse mythology.
All right.
That's absolutely in there, Or watch Fate. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
You've got options. Also, there's something about
The Aeneid? Yeah, that's it. The Aeneid.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
That might be Roman. I think we did talk about that when we talked about Roman mythology.
But it is
There was
the
two
counterpart
works.
to the Iliad.
Yeah.
It's the Iliad and the Aeneid. So.
But let's go. There's also something about like the Greek kind of like, in a way, it sums up mythology
Yeah.
to me in a certain aspect.
Yeah.
It's like it's not exactly the blueprint because we've done so many with like different things.
Right.
There's something that rings familiar about all of them.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just the fact that since Greek is so well documented and so consistent for so long.
I'm not looking away because I'm not interested. I'm looking away because I just remembered I have to bring forth an option for next week.
Okay.
But
Kind
no,
of got the right idea.
I agree with you. I think it absolutely, in a lot of ways, it is specifically everything we've been talking about.
Yeah. It gives a lot to go through. I really enjoy this just because people are so weird in the most wonderful ways. I can't stand them. At the same time, that's the whole paradox of humanity. It's the most horrible, beautiful thing I can think of. And wonderful tales, horrible, horrible people, wonderful tales. It's just really strange. So what do you got?
Well, I got a big list, but I think it might be time. We just covered a big one that was pretty simple to grab a whole list of. It wasn't easy, but it was.
Yeah, it was pretty simple because everything's kind of conjugated and put together for this.
Right.
So
We got two options here, chat. I guess technically we have three because we could also do SCP.
like
but
700 something.
Yeah.
Actually, but give a couple ideas.
we could go India, and we could start hitting some of those.
Okay, you want to talk about? Look, I had a long list of gods.
Yeah,
but this one,
it's not even close to how long the list will be.
no. Like I think it's like over 1 million.
Yep.
Ugh.
Or we could head over to. We could head over to New Zealand and see what they have over there that might be a little bit different than what we got from Australia.
Yeah, I need to check in that because we did kind of do Aboriginal, and of course, playing the problem doing that at the time. There's different tribes,
Right?
Everything's a little different through them. There might be something onto that, or that might fall under Polynesian.
It might, and that's
Because
what I'm
that's
really
part of
curious about.
Because that's the big triangle.
I don't know which one that one is out of the two.
Yeah, that's a big triangle. So that may fall over underneath one of those two that we've done,
Yeah, it very well might.
or maybe even both.
Could. That might be a weird, interesting mix.
Yeah.
And I do have, Chad, I have a list of 30 here, and that's still not even close to a drop in the bucket, right? But unless somebody has a different one that they want to throw out here, I'm thinking either India or...
India counts as Asian, but we can also do, like we haven't talked Cambodia, Laos.
Right.
Vietnam. There's a few different places over there. Thailand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Thailand's on my list.
Not that. I think the Philippines might be interesting just because of the different power struggle that's been over the Philippines through that. There's still plenty of Africa left.
A lot of places in Africa. There's also still a lot of North America.
Yeah, still got a lot of animal tribes.
We've only done one part of South America.
Yeah, do that. Even in Central America.
Because I got Chile on here as well. Chile.
Let's do that.
I could even just roll a die.
That's a big country.
Yeah.
Well, we did.
Poverty Bay in New Zealand. One of your friends used to live there.
That's cool.
Filipino folklore and myth is cool. They got fascinating monsters and spirits.
All right, might look into that. Right now, the one that pops in my head is the vampire.
Yeah.
Which is always
vampire.
There's always vampires. Our shape changer. The media would be cool too. They got were hyenas.
Yeah.
Philippines would be cool. What is the name of that thing? It's like the upper, it's just a torso with arms, wings, or it separates itself. Its guts hang out the bottom.
The first one I think of is the Chinese juncture.
Yeah, it's got green fur.
Yeah.
Or like peach fuzz. It's green.
But I know which one you're talking about.
Genchi?
Could be, because it's in the book that we covered that had all the different horror stuff in it for D&D.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let me see. Vampire comes up.
I don't know. Hurry up. Research, Trey. Come on,
why did
Trey.
It convert that to Philip Vampire? I used an F.
Philip
why did it
Vampire.
do that?
Yeah, I've been vampire for a while. Sometimes go night, suck the blood and everything.
It's the Mananagal.
Is it the Filipino one?
Mananagal. That is the Filipino.
Yeah.
Filipino version.
That's a weird, freaky vampire.
In Tagalog,
Come on,
it's
Trey.
Manananggal.
Tagalog.
But you might also know it by the term aswang.
Ah, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Tagalog. That's an interesting language. They don't have
Hurry
say
up,
book.
Rundgren.
Say I'm working on it. I will send the pigeons. But so like in English, it's a book. If I said there's more than one book, so I'd say books.
Yeah.
Yes, right. That's how you pluralize it.
Yeah.
In Tagalog, you would say book.
Okay, sure.
So book would be the singular. Well, you wouldn't say book. You'd say it in Tagalog, but it'd be
Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz. Incorporated.
Can I tell you a dumb version of that comes up in German?
Huh.
Giraffe. When a giraffe was first shown in Germany, they thought it was a camel horse.
I did.
So the word for giraffe in German is Camelpferd, which is camel horse.
Yeah, the turtle is shield toad.
Yep, it sure is. It sure is. Look, that toad's got a shield, okay?
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, dadgummit. I forgot. I meant to get a list of like weapons and stuff because like the Aegis
Oh,
shield.
there's a
was-
lot of them. Yeah.
The Aegis shield was built by Hephaestus
Yeah.
for Zeus. He made his armor, and you have the golden fleece.
They named a Gundam after that. You just,
Yeah, and it did. It's not that good.
I like the design a lot. It's in a series. It's not very good though.
The yeah, they did the I think there was like a horn of Artemis. Mm-hmm. And of course the bow.
They got a couple swords too.
There's a couple swords, yeah.
We're gonna have to do an episode at some point that's just legendary weapons and items, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, hey, we're gonna pick these 50 or these 40, and we're not gonna go any deeper because if we did, we're gonna be here forever. But that could be fun.
All right. I'm kind of leaning towards the Philippines.
Is not a turtle a shield toad when you think about it?
No.
Just think about it
No.
a little bit longer,
No.
and you'll see.
No. One's an amphibian, one's a reptile.
Look, it's not my fault that Comfortwagen literally means medical comfort vehicle.
Yeah. That one makes sense. In a weird way. It doesn't sound any good.
It's kind of like the book thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, when I hear it, I know what that means.
Yeah, right.
But also, why?
Yes. Oh,
Pick the coolest sounding ones? Yeah.
for sure. I'm gonna do something.
So you
there.
thinking Filipino then?
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I want to get.
Okay.
I want to get it because I know they've got some cool creatures.
Yeah,
Well, I say that I wouldn't want to come across them in the woods,
that's fair.
but yeah, they got some cool.
I have a lot of respect for nerds in the Philippines
Yeah.
because they also don't get Kamen Rider like we don't, right?
No, they have their own.
But they make their own. They literally make their own.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you know what? You guys win. We're over here being like, man, that's cool. I wish we could have that. And you're like, you know what? That's cool. We're making it.
Right. And there's not,
Huge respect.
can't get it no other way. We're gonna make
Huge
it.
respect. Also, like, I don't speak Tagalong. Those are good videos. Like, they put effort into those with effects and everything, you know?
Yeah. I was going through that.
Good stuff.
I like. We'll dig into that. We'll dig
cool.
into that.
All right. Well, tomorrow we're doing Liza P. We're gonna do Liza P one more time
Yeah.
before we take a break from it.
You beat it?
No, not even close.
You don't think it's
so
close?
far? No, I've beaten one major boss. And I think there's 4 major bosses.
Okay.
So we still got a ways to go, but we're gonna see how far we can get tomorrow. And then Monday, we'll be back with Immo Mondays. We're gonna try and get free of Ice and God.
Yes.
Tuesday we'll have the regular podcast. Wednesday you'll play something,
Yeah.
whatever gets voted on.
We'll figure it out, Tuesday.
Thursday we'll be talking Filipino mythology, and then next Friday we'll be playing some Adventure Quest. So hopefully everybody looks forward to that. But
Right on.
we're gonna have a good time. Anything else I might have forgotten? Anything else you got, sir?
No. I'm about talked out.
Hey, you still never took a drink of that water either. You just
No,
you just
I did.
ran
I
through
did,
it.
Yeah, but I did get a couple of swigs in.
Okay,
there.
I'm proud of you. You had a long list of names, but you got them
The
despite all of our attempts to interrupt you.
that was great. Appreciate the chat, chiming in, being here. Y'all are awesome. Make it worth it.
Absolutely. Until next time, then, I've been Trey,
I've been Rungren.
and this has been the Full Spectrum TTRPG podcast. Remember to always enjoy the full spectrum, the Greek mythology.